Hello, fight fans, and welcome back to the Hit and Don't Get Hit podcast, where today we have a UFC Lightweight Divisions special. Before we get into it, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. I'm joined again by Shane James, and I think first off, we'll start off with Ferguson against Dariush. What did you think of that fight, Shane?
Although I did predict that Dariush was win, but after the weigh-ins, I said Dariush, he missed weight, he looked like shit. And I was saying to my cousin, I says, yeah, 20,000, I think he could pull the job off here. But he just lost that fight and was pretty boring to watch, to be fair. It was just, I don't think Tony Ferguson's got that motivation in him anymore. He's just lost all that. He's just, for me, just doesn't look the same. He's getting old.
He's 37 now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just, that's kind of, I don't understand why he goes, I don't understand what he does now, but didn't take out the way from Dariush. It was a boring fight, but he got the job done what needed to be done. But Tony Ferguson is tough though, and he didn't tap. I couldn't believe it. Towards the end of round 2, I think it was.
He looked in absolute agony as well.
It's just tough as out Tony Ferguson. You can't knock that. He's given us many great memories along the years, but I think now probably is, I'd say, time's up for him.
Well, it's like what we were saying, wasn't it? He needs 5 rounds, but even then, I know we're talking on the last podcast saying, 3 rounds isn't enough, and maybe that was true, I'll verify, but I think, Saturday night just showed that 5 rounds wouldn't have made a difference, and it was just boring, wasn't it, really, and that's not what you want. You want to, when you see Tony Ferguson, you think, this is going to be a great fight. You're going to see Tony take loads of hits and he's going to come back. And that was the old Tony Ferguson, but it's just not the same anymore. I know, the Gaethje performance, Gaethje just, battered him around for fight. All that he shows us how tough he is now in fights, and I just think it's over for him. I don't think he's got the, obviously, he's got the heart, he's got the determination and the toughness, but he doesn't have the, I don't think he has the ability, without trying, I think his whole technique and ability is just gone, and I just think now he's just there to get hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's ever since that Gaethje fight, Gaethje's took his soul basically, and he just hasn't looked right since. I'm looking, I'm thinking to myself, what's next for Tony Ferguson? He's still ranked number 6, but below him is just all wrong.
Retirement, Shay. Retirement.
At least one day, I'm just thinking below him, if he wanted to see, because he's quite he wants to fight again. I'm just looking at, obviously, top 15. There's killers there, I don't know.
I love Ferguson, but he is some boy, I just thought, remember where he did a roly-poly where he got hit with a shot? That's just here in my head there.
He is mad.
Yeah, but I do love him, but I just think now, so we can remember him for what he was. Is I'll always remember Tony Ferguson as long as he, retires now, is one of the greats. So it's a shame, obviously, he didn't get the title or anything like that.
Fight that got away.
Yeah.
That still hurts.
He wouldn't have beat Khabib, let's be honest. He wouldn't have beat Khabib. No one would have beat Khabib.
I don't know, styles make fights.
I know, I get all that, but I think Khabib would have beaten him.
I know I've seen someone on Twitter mention Donald Cerrone as a potential opponent for him. I wouldn't like to say that happened.
That would just be two fighters, two. It would just be real crap, that, wouldn't it? No one would watch that. It's just two losers going against each other. You don't want to see that.
I'm looking at the rankings now. Ferguson, maybe he's what he wants. I think he's in his he's not going to get a title shot anytime soon. He's never going to get the title again. I think he's got. I personally think it's retirement, but the way he's going, saying he doesn't want a retirement, so I'm thinking they're going to give him another shot. I'm looking at the rankings. Tony Ferguson's ranked number 6. He's already beat Dos Anjos. Dan Knuckles is a potentially good opponent for him. He's ranked number 8. Paul Felder as well. I don't think he wants anything to do with Islam Makhachev.
I don't think anyone does at the moment.
We'll get on to him later, what I think about him. And there's Gregor Gillespie, like Kevin Lee, blah blah blah. I think he wants a fight that will suit Tony Ferguson, which will be like like a war, 5-round war. Maybe it's a retirement matches next. But if it was up to me, I was in charge of UFC, I wouldn't let Tony Ferguson fight again.
I agree. Just put your feet up, Tony. You know what I mean? Chill out. Have a beer. You know what I mean? Like,
Taking on away from Dariush as well. He's rated number 3 now. So I don't know. There's not much. I know much of the top. You know, just in case he hasn't got a fight, but I don't know what he's waiting for. Dariush against Gaethje or Dos Anjos, Hooker.
Well, I know Dariush after his fight did say he wanted to take like a year out or something.
Yeah. But if you want to take a year out, he'll obviously drop down the rankings. Obviously, McGregor could potentially come back up. Obviously, like Makachev and stuff like that. Just how long is he willing to wait? But he's in a decent position now. Third. I'd probably Gaethje maybe, Dos Anjos, something like that. But he's quality. Dariush got the job done what was needed to be done. Struggles to make weight though. I was a bit surprised by that. Looked like shit at the weigh-ins. I don't know if you see.
Yeah, he missed the first one and had to go back an hour later, didn't he?
He looked like shit. He was the worst. So potentially a move up in weight if he gets beat his next fight.
Depends who he fights, so isn't it? What did you make of the fans booing him at the end of the fight?
I think
that's not on.
It's all about Tony Ferguson, isn't it? Everyone wanted Tony Ferguson to win. It was a pretty boring fight to watch. Like, he just didn't. I found if he done what was needed to be done, but like fans want excitement, they want thrilling fights. They didn't want a 3-round Hogan match. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's why they were booing. I don't think they were booing like as in like hero towards Ferguson. I think they were booing in like terms of a lack of action.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
But then again, he, as you say, summed it up perfectly. He did what needed to be done. One got out of there.
True.
Hats off to him.
Therefore, he couldn't have a good performance. But when it's all being said and done, I like Dariush. He's a nice guy. Like he brings himself across really well. Probably Dos Anjos. If I had to pick someone for him, Dos Anjos would be next. I think that's a perfect fight next.
Moving on to the main event of Saturday. A very, very, very good fight between Oliveira and Chandler. Obviously, Oliveira came out with the win and the belt. What did you make of that fight?
Good for our mate Michael, you know what I mean? Like, Michael, Chandler loved it, man. Chandler loves us. But you've got to love Charles Oliveira. I mean, you know, I was a bit... I still don't think maybe they deserve... They should have been fighting for the title, but, you know, Charles Oliveira, man, like, some boy. Like, when he won, man, you couldn't help but not be happy for him. Like, the way he just seems like a lovely bloke as well. Like, it was a great fight as well. Like, I know it only lasted 2 rounds, but that first round was class, man. Like when Chandler caught him, and then you had like the kind of the wrestling technique a little bit, and then out of nowhere, like Charles just catches him, and you're like, oh, and then he goes, and it was great fight, and yeah, like it wasn't like for Charles, I see. Michael Chandler, he was, it's just UFC, really, isn't it? That's the nature of UFC. It wasn't a bad performance by him by any means. He just got caught with a shot, and that's what UFC is so great. Like, as soon as you caught that with one shot, like, it's done, and that's the beauty of the sport of when you're not fighting with pretty much fighting with your bare hands. So, good performance from Oliveira. Good performance from Chandler, and Oliveira, came out with a win in the end, and it was great to see. So, really enjoyed it.
It was one of the best 2-round fights I've ever seen in my life, to be fair. It was so end to end. Like, I was I was off my chair, clapping at the end of the first round. It was just end to end. Obviously, when Chandler had him hurt badly, me and Joe were jumping up, hopefully egging him on, clapping, praying to get the job done. And I was heading in the second round, pretty confident. I was thinking, right, Chandler's got this. And then boom, something like 18 10 later, something like that. Caught him with a lovely shot, and then finished the story. Look, it was a good performance by Oliveira, 100%. But I just think he's too easily hit.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I think that with the big fight coming up, McGregor or Poirier, I think that's a bad matchup for Charles. Both of them's bad matchup for Charles Oliveira, especially Poirier.
I think they both beat him. They'd hands down both beat him.
I think Poirier's the worst matchup for him.
Yeah.
Taking nothing away from Oliveira, sorry. That was a quality performance. And I liked his homecoming with the Brazilian people. It's nice to see the Brazilians, because the rule for so long, like the Jose Aldos, the Fabricio Verdums, and stuff like that. It's nice to see the Brazilians get world titles, and it became Amanda Nunes flying the flag for the Brazilians. Yeah, it was a cracking fight. The both two fighters wanted it, that's all. It was great to watch. They both put everything towards it. I was just devastated for Chandler, to be fair. I'd want the win, but it would have been a bigger, Chandler. I think the UFC was really bigging him up and weren't doing Charles Oliveira much justice, to be fair. Really building up as Michael Chandler's best. He's the one that they want to win, blah, blah, blah. Oliveira's got no chance. But, I said, his hats off to Oliveira. And the gates opening for now for these big mega fights. So, hats off to him. I know the winner, McGregor, Poirier, is next for him. Let's see if he wins that. If he wins that title defence, could you see him moving up? Because he is a big lightweight. He cuts a lot of weight. Maybe he's welterweight, might go for a second title.
Yeah, but I think Usman would more.
Usman more. Like I said to you before earlier, I says, to be fair, I'm going to be honest. I don't think Oliveira will be champ by the end of the year.
I think the winner McGregor Poirier 3, beats Oliveira. No matter who it is, Conor would catch him. If the best Conor McGregor would. Conor just has to show up really, because I think Conor's natural stand-up game would just catch him too much, and he would go within a round. But
I think he stops him in a round.
Yeah, but if he takes it, if Oliveira takes it, maybe in a flow a bit more, he'd have to change his tactics. You know what I mean? But that hasn't happened yet. Poirier would 100% beat him. And I think Conor would as well, to be honest.
If you're Oliveira, I think he'd want Conor to win, because that's the big fight, Conor, and he wants it in Brazil. But I'm just thinking the time scale will be good. Is Oliveira versus Conor at MSG in November?
Yeah,
that'd be huge.
I mean, it depends. If obviously at the minute they're getting all the fights in Florida, because Florida and Texas and stuff obviously allowing it all happen.
Yeah.
And if you have the full stadiums, you're gonna obviously go there. I'd want I know you're gonna kill us for this shit. I'd want Oliveira to beat Even Man, because I think after Saturday night I fell in love with him. You know what I mean? But I did in a way. I've grown to love the bloke. I think he's class. So I hope he wins either fight. For me, I'd say he's my new favourite lightweight fighter. I think he's class. But yeah, I think he would get beat off both men. But imagine if he steps up and then ends up winning, then you've got to say fair play. And then anything can happen if he wins that. I think he would get mauled off Usman personally. But it's an exciting time for him. I guess he just has to stay focused, because of obviously after Khabib's retired, there's so many big boys in that lightweight division. And then you've got Usman in the welterweight, so he does just have to stay focused because he could very easily just lose it just like that. So, he's had his big night, but I think now it's opened the door for him now to become one of the greats.
Definitely, I agree. Especially if he wins either McGregor or Poirier, if he wins that. But I think there's one fighter in that top 10 who I think is just champion and waiting to be fair. And that's people call him Khabib 2.0. And that's Islam Makhachev. I think no one wants to fight him at all. And I think he will probably be a champion by this time next year. I believe that he will, 100%.
Big statement.
Definitely. I'll rate him. I'll rate him massively. Even Khabib says that he's better than him.
What is that? Is it Khabib's cousin?
Something like that. They're all Dagestanians, whatever.
Yeah, because they did the interview, didn't he? Where Khabib went to him, your English isn't good, and then Khabib spoke for the interview for him. I don't know if you've seen the interview.
He's pretty funny, Makhachev. He's if you watch his interviews and that, he's unintentionally funny. But
well, I think Khabib's a lovely guy.
I therefore.
The Conor beef and all that, but he didn't really do much wrong there. They just both hate each other. So, but I like Khabib. I was buzzing when he beat Gaethje. I was buzzing for him. I think he's a scary fucking bloke, isn't he? Let's be honest. God, he's scary, but I think you could have a conversation with him. You know what I mean? I've got a topic here, but if I seen him, I'd get it.
I still think he'll fight one more time.
Do you?
He's 100%. You're not going to retire on 29-0. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I don't think he will.
The problem is that title's gone, so he couldn't just come back and be like, "Oh, I want the title."
Because he could.
I think if Charles Oliveira dominates, or even if Conor wins the title back, I think he'll come out of retirement to fight Conor the second time.
What, this time next year, kind of?
Possibly, yeah. And then he'll retire.
That would be amazing. You'd love that. Then Khabib steals it back off him. Oh, that would be golden.
He'll just finish on 29-1. So him.
I don't think he'll fight again personally, because obviously wasn't it his mum who doesn't want him to fight?
But then his dad wanted him to go to 30 though.
Yeah,
that's such a dilemma, that.
I know all that, but he promised it. I think he made the promise in October. You're thinking, oh well, maybe it'll happen. Maybe he'll come back, and then I think he's just made it clear. I think if he was going to come back, he would have said by now. You know what I mean? So I don't think he's going to get lured in. I think he's just one of them blokes who's just he's done what he's had to do. He's made an outstanding legacy. You can call him what you want. You can say he was boring, whatever. I don't think he was boring personally when he fought. I just think he was entertaining to watch. His style, it was scary. But I just think he's done what he's had to do, and he's got out, and I respect that a lot. And you've got fighters like Ferguson now, even McGregor really, who have kind of not kept their legacy and have kind of got thrown back into fighting. I think he's just wanted to get out, and that's it. So. But anyway, on the topic of Charles Oliveira, great performance. The lightweight division's unbelievable at the minute. Khabib, that is what Khabib's done again. Fair play to him. He's retired and he's made the lightweight, and because of that, the lightweight division is unbelievable again.
I agree. Oliveira, top man. All respect towards him. And this lightweight division, man, it's on fire. It is on fire. I'm excited. I'm just excited for the UFC. The past 24 hours have just made us nearly fall out of love with a different sport, but we'll get onto that in a little short while. But the UFC is the best promotion in the world. All the big fights, no evading each other. It's just unbelievable to watch.
I know we've discussed this every podcast really about UFC. Look at every division now. I don't think there's ever been a time where every division's been this good. Lightweight, unbelievable, all the different fighters. Welterweight, yeah, it's not unbelievable, but you have got a good range of fighters, and obviously everyone loves Usman. Then you've got middle. Well, I love him.
Really?
Middle, you've got obviously Adesanya, and then you've got so many good fights. I think middle's actually better than welterweight. And then obviously then the heavyweight, like, come on, like, you've got like one of the biggest fights could be, getting done at the end, hopefully the end of this year with Ngannou and John Jones. So it's mad that UFC, and obviously the lighter division, even lighter than lightweight, like them divisions are going off as well, man. It's UFC's unreal at the minute, man. Like it's just shitting all over boxing, to be honest. So yeah, I mean, I think if there was a time like this buzzing about UFC, it's like now, and I think it's all tough boxing, realistically.
Right, moving on now. We had another cracking fight at the weekend, Burgos and Barboza. Fight of the night. I actually knew after one round. I think I messaged our chat, and I was just like, that was unbelievable. I think that'll get fight of the night, and it did. What did you make of that fight?
When this fight first got announced, I already knew certified banger, like unbelievable. Let's get it right. Edison Barboza, he's the best kicker in the game. We whips them leg kicks, man, straight away from the belly. It was almost like Aldo when he's prime, the way he whips it, he just kicks it like a football. There's so much whip on it and so much nastiness towards it. Like,
Yeah,
it was unbelievable. It was a quality fight, two warriors. And it was just the most bizarre knockout I've ever seen in my life. I thought at first it was a leg. He just tumbled back on the leg, and then re-watching it, it was a delayed KO. His body shut down. I've never seen it happen before, ever.
yeah, but it's kind of like when you get hit, isn't it? Like you just slowly start to feel it. Like you might not feel it at first, then the pain might just like gone, and then I think you see it a lot in boxing when someone it was like, remember in January where Ryan Garcia hit Luke Campbell to the body, and then Luke Campbell like about 5 seconds later went back.
Yes, I know people mention it with a body shot.
Yeah.
But it's a sort of reaction, but we've never seen it with a clean headshot.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's actually quite worrying, actually, in a way, when something like that happens, because usually if you hit, you're going to straight away go. But obviously, if it's kind of clicked, it might be a bit of a worry for him. But I mean, great.
He's on the 2-fight skid. I know he's ranked number 9, but Barboza, what's next for him? I love Barboza against Calvin Kattar. I think that's the fight to make.
What a war that would be.
5 rounds, mate. 5 rounds. Brazil, Fulham, Brazil. 5 rounds. But it was a good card Saturday.
Great card. There's been so many great cards already this year.
The UFC for you. And obviously we've got next month that monster card, by the way, in June, with obviously Adesanya Vittori rematch, the Figueiredo Moreno rematch, and obviously Nate Diaz and Edwards. That's going to be some quad. Hope to God.
Adesanya's fighting fairly quickly, like, isn't he? Like, he's only fought a few months.
If you think that, they didn't really take no damage, though, did he?
Yeah.
Like, it just got grappled a lot, and he wanted to stay pretty fresh. And obviously, Vittori's took a shorter time out than he has.
Yeah.
So he's coming in like he didn't take really beating off Holland. I think that fight's gonna be interesting. Really interesting. Really interesting. I'm excited for it. Obviously, we've got plenty of time to build up on that. But there's another this weekend UFC cracking little card as well. Obviously headlined by Rob Font, Cody Garbrandt. That's another in that division, bantamweight, which I think is probably the best division in the UFC. Cracking fight there. I wonder what your thoughts on that.
I genuinely don't know who's going to win this one. Obviously, Font he's on a 3-fight win streak. Garbrandt, he won his last fight, but the 3 fights before that he lost. So I think Garbrandt's possibly the better fighter, but it's one of those you'll just have to see on the night. It could be an absolute war though.
But Cody needs to do, he gets emotional when he gets hit. All the time. When he gets hit, he gets emotional. He's probably got one of the best boxings in the UFC when he's on form and like focused and not getting emotionally involved. That performance against Dominic Cruz when he won the belt is up there for me as one of the best performances of all in UFC history, and title fight especially. But I'm looking at the card on Saturday. It's big fights, huge fights. There's the co-main, Jan Johanan against Carla Esparza. That's the number one contender fight for Rose Namajunas, the strawweight division. And then you've got obviously the Spain rescheduled for Saturday, Jack Hermanson against Edmund Shabazian, which is going to be a great.
I was looking forward to that one at the weekend, but obviously it got delayed.
I've got a little fight there, which is going to be a banger. That's on the prelims. Ben Rothwell against Chris Barnes. Barnes going to UFC, but I've been watching him. He have popped up on me on Facebook like little videos of him. He's about 5'9", about 250 pounds, and he's so agile, unbelievable. And it's gonna be a certified banger. And Saturday's card looks decent, very good. But Font and Garbrandt, my prediction. I'm gonna go Cody. I think Cody knocks him out in the first round.
First round.
Mm-hmm. I think later on, not early. It's not gonna be early. I think later on. I think Cody's going to knock him out, catch him.
I don't actually particularly want to call that one. I think it's too tough to call. But if I had to, I'd go Rob Font personally.
I'd love for Cody to get back up there. And I know the betting from it's even the betting, even the bookies can't pick a winner between it. Like it's a generally a 50-50 fight. 50-50 fight.
Yeah, can't wait for that one. That should be a good one. Moving on from a positive to a huge negative now. Shea, do you want to explain it, or James, do you want to explain it? I don't know the full ins and outs of it.
Basically, well, Joshua Fury's just been held in. Basically, it's just gone shit. To be honest with you, there's no better way I can put it. Basically, I think this is completely wrong. So when Tyson Fury beat Deontay Wilder in February 2020, they then had a contract to fight a third time, and that was supposed to be in July. Deontay Wilder didn't agree to it in time, and it was postponed over COVID. And then it was Deontay Wilder why the third fight didn't happen. Fury obviously would have happily done it, I think. That's not me, but I genuinely think it was Deontay Wilder the reason why it didn't happen in July or in October. So Fury's team goes to look for a new opponent. We then have Joshua beat Pulev in December. So you have Joshua beat Ruiz in the rematch in December 2019, then successfully defended his title. Fury had won the title off Wilder. It was looking perfect for Joshua Fury. They were in the talks. Basically, literally like 6 hours before, Fury had literally put on his Instagram saying, it's going to happen on the 14th of August in Saudi Arabia. Everyone's thinking it's on. And what's basically happened is that Deontay Wilder has now won an arbitration case, which basically means, I think, that the judge has basically said legally they have to fight a third time with him and Fury. So we don't know what's going to happen. What the best outcome could be is that they pay Deontay Wilder millions and millions to step aside and hope that it's agreed, or the fight could just get delayed, which, and you don't want it to get delayed. It's too perfect a time. So yeah, it's looking bad, man. Like, and to be honest, I think I'm pretty furious at it. Like, I think every boxing fan is going to be furious at it. It's a bummer, to be fair, Wilder is looking good in his Instagram videos, but it's just, in my opinion, it should. I know Shea will want to speak as well, but in my opinion, Wilder has lost to Fury twice now. You can talk about the first fight, being a draw you want, but let's be honest, Fury danced around him for 12 rounds. Yeah, he got caught and got back up, but Fury won that first fight, in my opinion, by a lengthy way, and then the second fight he just destroyed him. So in my opinion, there's no reason for Wilder to deserve a third fight, and if they have it again, I can't see Wilder beating him. But you know, still, what we can all hope for is that Wilder is paid to step aside, and then Joshua Fury go at it. But they've only got weeks to sort this out, which is a problem. I don't think anyone thought it was going to be a problem. Bob Arum didn't think it was being a problem. It's on Fury. It's on Fury's team. They should have realised this was being a problem. But you know, it's a bit frustrating. It's a bummer. You know, what we can hope for is that Plan B, Eddie Hearn said, could come about, and we could get Joshua fight Usyk. Which, yes, on paper that's a great fight, and I'd love to watch it. But you want Joshua Fury, you know what I mean? Like it's like it's a bit spoiled saying that, but you want it, you know what I mean? Like you want Joshua Fury to fight you want to see. So gutted, man, but you know, I don't know if I've summed that up well enough, but that's my feelings on it. I'm gutted to be honest with you, but you know, boxing's just drool, man. Make fights happen.
I'm just disappointed, angry. I just want to be honest and complete. I'm going to say this now, right? If Tyson Fury fights Deontay Wilder, I hope Deontay Wilder knocks him the fuck out. Pardon me language, I didn't care. It just got his feeling. Like Team Fury knew exactly what was going to happen. They kept on reassuring Eddie Hearn, not. It's going to be all right. It's not going to be a problem. Look, it's a problem. Do you know what I mean? Like I could tell the way they were going on about the fight. He kept on mentioning while I was putting it down is because they never wanted the fight in the first place. That's it. I don't know why. I just don't understand why wouldn't they want why wouldn't they want to fight in the biggest fight of all time? Undisputed become an undisputed heavyweight champion. Tyson Fury talks all that. He would whip Joshua out, sit in his stool, prove it then. Why go back to someone you've already knocked out?
I don't think he wants to go back, though. He doesn't want to go back. While he wants to fight.
Tyson Fury, he just loves the attention.
I agree. I agree. Like I have now, I wouldn't say switched to Team Joshua, but like, I guess I have. I have switched to Team Joshua because I think Joshua wants it more, and it's and I have kind of turned my allegiance to Joshua. Even though I didn't have anything against Joshua in the first place, I'd have been happy for either man to win. But now I edge toward Joshua in terms of who I want to win, and I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. It's such a shame when like the UFC division's so great. The heavyweight division in boxing's still looking great. It's just so frustrating that we think we've got the best fight that we're probably ever going to see in our lifetime, and it's just been fucked because Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury both teams have just, I feel it's on Fury's team for not realising this would be a problem, but it's also on Wilder for not making the fight happen sooner. You know what I mean?
I can't really blame Deontay Wilder for it. It's all on Fury, but I just don't. People say Fury's his golden child, and like he was the nation's sweetheart when he knocked out Deontay Wilder. And I generally think when time comes, if he does fight Anthony Joshua, everyone will be on the AJ side. I think we're seeing the real Tyson Fury here, and like I just got the feel for Anthony Joshua. He hasn't been going out dancing about in Versace shirts, going backstage with WWE superstars, calling out wrestlers, calling out other fighters, getting pitched in Las Vegas.
Doesn't seem to be training, does he?
He's been in the gym working his fucking arse off. Simple as that.
Who, Joshua?
Joshua, aye.
Working hard. That's what I was saying. Like Joshua's literally just gone away and just trained. And that's after he's just fought in December. You know what I mean? Fury hasn't had a fight for a year and a half nearly now. So it's Fury's been dancing around Vegas. Fair enough, he's having a good time. He seems to be in the gym a little bit, but he doesn't seem to be fully dedicated to it, does he? So I don't know, man. Like it is really frustrating because I want to see it, and
everyone wants to see it. It's just being took away from us, and that's what's the problem with boxing. Too much politics, and not nearly big fights are getting made. It's just stupid.
I also edged towards Joshua because of how hard Eddie Hearn's worked and how much It's
At
awful.
the end, Matt made this fight.
Yeah.
He went out his way. Why? Well, this whole set, I heard something about Tyson Fury wanted the money in his account confirmed before the actual fight. I don't understand. Like, when's that ever been the scenario? Do you know what I mean? He's money motivated. He's in it for all the money. And like I says, if they do fight, which they probably will fight, Wilder and Fury, well, I hope Wilder knocks him out. I actually do.
I don't think that'll happen.
It'll never happen, but I hope he does. Like, it's just, I got so fuming. Like, it's just pissed us off massively. And like, I don't know, man. Like, I wasn't really Team Fury before that. So we like.
Yeah, I know. I could tell you were. Well, you told me anyway. You were Team Joshua. I was Team Fury, and I still like, I know, like, you know, you've clearly made your feelings clear on him, and I do agree with some of them opinions, Shay.
Like, I had a lot of respect for Tyson Fury, the way, like, he's come back from depression. He set out, like, it was a motivation for, like, myself, and coming out of it, and for many other people. Fair enough, was that. And, like, the way he goes on about himself now, like, he'll do this, like, saying he'd sit in his stool, he was going to take Joshua out in 3 rounds. Let's do it then. Prove it. Instead of going backwards, go forward.
Yeah.
You want to leave your legacy behind.
But Fury doesn't want to go backwards, though. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
I think he needs. I truly think he doesn't want the Anthony Joshua fight. I think he doesn't. Honestly, I actually don't. I don't know. It's just matters. I woke up fuming. I actually woke up fuming. Like, I felt so sorry. Everyone I knew was looking forward to this fight. Even my nana was. My nana, my mum, everyone was the biggest fight. When have you ever seen two Brits fight for undisputed?
do you know what we need to get? We need to get Dariush's mum to come and sort this out. She'll sort it. Dariush's mum can come and sort it out.
Like boxing now, man. Like, it just makes you not love it anymore.
I'm going to boycott the sport if this fight doesn't happen, straight up.
There's no big fights. There's 2 mega fights that can happen. Now, that's it. AJ Fury and Crawford Spence. That's the 2 mega fights that can happen.
And that's not even really a mega fight, is it, Crawford Spence? It doesn't really, like, you know, inspire you much, does it? Like,
there's 2. I'd say probably, is Tyson Fury even a mega star?
I just beg they pay Wilder to step aside. No, he is. I'd say he is, like, shit. I beg you pay
I'd say that there's 2
Wilder to step aside, and then Wilder can fight White, and then the winner of both the fights. But then you've got the problem with Usyk and Joe Joyce now.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's all a big, massive problem. Yeah.
What I was going to say. But Tyson, I think there's 2 certified megastars, in my opinion, in boxing, and that's Canelo Alvarez and Anthony Joshua. Them 2 are 100% can guarantee will sell out any stadium in the world, any arena in the world, by themselves. For example, Anthony Joshua sold out Wembley Stadium to fight Alexander Povetkin. If you put Tyson Fury against Alexander Povetkin, do you reckon that'll sell out Wembley?
No, it's out like Manchester Arena or something like that.
I just don't. On a global scale, as a star, I don't think Tyson Fury's on the same level as Joshua as a global star.
I disagree. I think in the UK, Joshua's a bit bigger.
I think
to sum it all up, Fury has more of like a die-hard fan base.
Yeah.
And I think Joshua's just more of like a star in the UK, but I think outside of the UK, I think Fury, they're both about the same. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people do know who they both are. So I know, man. Like, I edge towards Joshua now just because of, you know, it's just, I don't know, like, whatever, man. Like, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. You know, we've got some big fights in the UFC. We'll have Joshua Usyk. You know, we'll get to see, you know, Joshua knock a few people out. So, and it's not all doom and gloom. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm trying to think of this in a positive light because we've lost the biggest fights that we're ever going to see in our lifetime. But
I just hope to God the Saudi prince, King of Saudi, whatnot, says, yeah, Deontay, he's 30 million. Because Frank Warren came out today and says Deontay Wilder would want 40 million, period. If I was Deontay Wilder, I'd demand more.
yeah, pay him it. Pay
Like,
him. Just pay him the money.
pay him
Pay him
50
50.
million.
Pay him
I think
50. Pay him 100. Pay him anything. Just step aside, and you know what I mean, like, and
But
sort of.
you could see a fair play for Deontay Wilder for not stepping aside. He wanted this Tyson Fury fight. He generally thinks he can win.
Yeah, but
I can't blame
he
him.
didn't want it. He didn't want it earlier on.
I don't know why people's blaming Deontay Wilder for this fight, but
Oh, I am. I'm blaming.
now
Wilder.
it's Team Fury. I'm blaming Team Fury a million trillion %.
Oh, I blame Team Fury as well.
They've pissed about since February for this fight. Proper pissed about. Like, I don't. That fight could have happened last year. It was being talked about, or even like December again. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
They
think
didn't need a crowd.
it didn't help that was a global
They
pandemic.
don't need a crowd. Like Joshua fought pure 1,000 people or something like that.
Oh, I know, but you do. I know, but you do want a crowd though for a shit. Like you do want it, like for a fight at this scale. It wouldn't be the same. Like, you know what I mean. You do need the fans there. Like,
who's gonna watch Fury Wilder 3? Who's interested in that fight?
oh, not Fury Wilder 3. Fury Joshua.
Oh, obviously, yeah. I'm talking about the Fury Wilder fight.
Yeah, I agree. Just get a few fans in for it. Get like 200 fans in.
Right. Obviously, Tyson Fury and AJ Fury. Obviously, that needs a big crowd. Obviously, preferably in Britain, but Saudi. I was buzzing like yesterday morning. I was woke up, finally confirmed. I was buzzing about it. I'll be like, so much to talk about in the podcast tomorrow. Like, happy about it. Happy. August, all planned out. I was inviting the boys round. I'll watch it. And
Yeah.
Reality
It would have been a great night, like, but hey up, that's life, shit. You know what I mean? If it happens, it happens still. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's not, the way I see it, it's not in our control. We, as now podcasters, can just only sit back and review what's happening. You know what I mean?
I've got a question for both of you, right? Obviously, the compare the record to see about Tyson Fury's fight against Wilder is like a bigger name than any on Joshua's record. If Joshua dominates and puts away Alexander Usyk, do you see that be a better performance than what Fury did Wilder?
No.
I think it would.
No, but I would love to see it because I think you know Usyk is a great fight. Usyk Joshua is a fantastic fight now, and I would, you know, if that was the next best thing of Fury, it would be great. It's just the fact that we'll want to see Joshua Fury. You know what I mean? But I just think Joshua's height would already be make him a firm favourite. But I do agree, like, it would be a great win for him, and it would show that. But I think Fury's win against Wilder was just nuts. Like, the first fight, you got to remember, don't forget the first fight where he rose from the dead. You know what I mean? Like, that was something else. So I do think, and I do think Fury has maybe I think Fury has a slightly better resume, just because, you know, he's beat the two heavyweight champions to become a champion. I know Joshua's had some big names as well. You know, he's had Klitschko. I know I've said, you know, about, you know, Dillian Whyte would beat him in a rematch, which I don't know if I think, I don't know. I don't know how I feel, man. Like, it's a weird topic to talk about. I'm sick of talking about it. I just want to see the fight. You know what I mean? Like, so that's all I have to say on it, really. Like, if Wilder gets paid to step aside, great. We've got the biggest fight back on that we're ever going to see. If not, then, you know, just sit back and relax and hope that within the next year we can see it. You know, they win them fights and we can see it again. But it would be a massive screw up if it didn't happen.
I think I'm settled with Usyk and Joshua fight now.
You got to remember, Fury has to defend his fucking belt. You know what I mean? He's only been. He's going to lose that belt soon. So we need to see him fight this year. You know what I mean? We do need to see him fight in the summer as well. So whatever, man. Let's hope it happens. Yeah, that's all I've got to say.
Right, I think that's it. So thanks for watching, everyone. Remember, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and we'll see you in the next one.
In a bit, boys.